Hello, good evening everyone. Welcome back. I'm writer coach Tony. Um, I'm doing another video. It's 9:28 p.m. It's March 3, 2022. And today, one of the inquiries I got is asking me, how do you formulate a questionnaire? No? So I'm only going to focus on one type of questionnaire kasi this is for quantitative studies because there are many types of questionnaires, but this is the questionnaire I'm used to helping students formulate, no? Because usually this type of questionnaire specifically answers the research objectives of the students, no? So through this type of questionnaire, it would be easier for the student to answer each of their objectives, each of their statement of the problem. That's why this is the type of questionnaire I'm going to discuss today. So it's going to be quantitative. It's going to use the Leica Scale, and it's going to use either the 5-point or the 7-point Leica Scale. So let's begin. No? How do you formulate a questionnaire? So let's go back to the topic used by I mentioned in the other video. Sherry Ann asked, had this topic to the experience of grade 12 LGBT students on gender discrimination. For example, that's our topic. Okay, so how do I make my questionnaire? So the first part of the questionnaire is usually the demographic data. No, you have to describe the respondents. So in this case, since students sila ng grade 12, to get the demographic data, okay, normally in making your questionnaire, I don't recommend that you put the name, no names, para there's no way to trace questionnaire to a certain respondent, no, because ethically that can have problems kasi baka may bias, or the researcher can put unnecessary pressure on the respondent if he or she wants a certain output to come out. So without any name, it would keep the questionnaire, it would keep the identity of the questionnaire more safe, no, from outside pressure. So usually walang name. Nakalagay doon yung love letter niyo to your university that you're doing a study on this and that. Please answer, be clear with the instructions, no, kung check ba or shade or put an X, no, then make sure kung if you only want one answer, please sabihin mo doon, no, I only one answer only, please, no, or you can check as many as you want. So in other words, the instructions should be very clear, no? So let's go back to demographic data. So dun sa study na ginawa ko, normally it's age range, like if you're doing a range. Then kung students, syempre like ito, grade 12, wala nang gender na lang is one, no? Male, female. Siguro since LGBT sila, identifies as ganun. I don't really know the specific names of all the kasi di mo yun, meron ng trans man, trans woman, binary, even I don't understand it So it would depend on Sherry Ann, how she would try to identify each of the respondent based on who they identify themselves as, no? So siguro to be easier, identifies as male, or male identifies as female, or female identified as male, parang ganun, no? Even for me, no, I'm LGBT myself, it's confusing sa dami ng labels. But since grade 12 pa lang naman yan, and Philippine society is very, medyo backward pa ng konti. I think what she can put sa demographic data is male identify who identifies himself who identifies as female, no? Or female identifies as male. Yun na lang siguro, kasimple. Instead of putting lesbian or gay or transgender, so kasi those things, kasi if you put it there, you have to put a scientific definition, a general definition accepted by society. So para sa'yo din, no? Or you can make your life easier. Aside from age, yun, gender, in this case, it's grade 12 sila, maybe find out the annual income of the family, no? To find out if they're middle class or whatever class they are. But dito kasi, if they come from a certain school, you can identify another social strata, no? What else is important pa ba for that discrimination? Siguro yung what Sharian can do is list down, siguro sa part 2 ng questionnaire, list down all the identified forms of discrimination, gender discrimination. Kung marami yun, may physical, may emotional, so even her title alone has to be very specific, kasi she could just dwell more on physical, she could dwell more on emotional, so well, those are decisions Sharian should do as she makes her questionnaire. So what I'm saying is, Sharian would want to identify which types of discrimination had been inflicted on the respondent. No, pwedeng, have you experienced this? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, no. So, and then maybe you can even put the frequency, no? Pag frequency, siguro make it like how many times a month, or how many times a week, or how many times a day. Those are decisions you have to do. Sharon has to make. So, for example, I get called bakla. How many times a day? So, I've been called bakla. Yes or no? Yes. How many times a week? How many times a day? So, pag day lang, no? Day na lahat, no? Huwag guluhin. Pero depende sa'yo. If it's something like, I get punched because I'm gay, does it happen every day, once a month, twice a week, gano'n, no? Para there's a general idea of the occurrence. I guess identify all the types, and then sa third part, doon na yung may Likert scale. The purpose of the Likert scale kasi is it broadens the choices of the student, kasi there may be LGBT students respondents niya who had never been bullied, no? Had never had to suffer gender discrimination, no? Well, yeah, certain, but they may not want to, be open about it, kasi nakakahiya nga naman actually. So, dun sa third part where there's a Likert scale, Likert scale is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the respondent just answers strongly agree, strongly disagree, moderately. So, strongly disagree, strongly agree, moderately agree, maybe lightly agree, then no position, and then somewhat disagree, moderately disagree, and then strongly disagree, no? So the spectrum is medyo wide, no? Around 7, pwede rin 5, no? Depende sa researcher. Normally, most of my students, they use 5, no? 5 is fine. 5 already synthesizes the decisions very well. Pag medyo Like ito kasi lahat students so baka medyo closer yung answers. Pwedeng gawing 7. And then you have to be very careful with the statement, no? For example, let's say, I feel uncomfortable having long black hair in school, no? So, strongly agree, ganun, no? Yeah, so specific experiences, no, I use the bathroom. I feel so it's more feelings, more of how do they feel about going to the men's bathroom or vice versa, going to the women's bathroom, mga ganun, no? And then how the administration deals with them, how the other students deal with them. So lalagay mo yun, and so that the respondent can choose kung ano siya, kung strongly agree ba, whatever, no? So basically yun yung structure ng questionnaire mo. Meron kang number 1, demographic data. Demographic data describes the respondents, kung anong klase sila. It can be done in one major paragraph. So the respondents were grade 12 students of like this school, and 12% identified as blank. So it describes the demographic data. The second part naman identifies what instances of gender discrimination these LGBT students are experiencing and the frequency. And then the third one is yun yung statements which answer the statement of the problem of your thesis siya, no? So in this case you use the Leica Scale, allowing the respondent to really express what they feel, no, for each statement, para you can have a bigger spectrum, no? And then magkumpul yung answers in one direction, then so be it, no? Wala ka namang control doon. Basta as long as you give your respondents leeway, no, breathing space to answer. So anyway, I hope that this video helped you in making a questionnaire. If you have any specific questions, feel free to email me. Nasa baba yung email. Please subscribe to my channel. Please click the subscribe button, and then please follow me in my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Facebook. Bye everyone. Take care.